Hello everyone and welcome to Orange University. On tonight's episode of Friday Night Pioneer, we're gonna play another Cobra Root deck, and this is just my way of saying this card is absolutely busted. Unfortunately, it's in the turtle set, so people are gonna hate on it, but its ability is insane, right? At level 2, whenever we discard a card, it just does 2 damage to each opponent. We don't even have to target them. Well, we're going to put it into a classic deck, the Treasure Churn. Yeah, that's a deck with 4 big score and 4 Unexpected Windfall. We discard a card, draw 2 cards, create 2 treasure. So they kind of just churn through itself. Now, the Treasure Churn deck works really well with Goldspan Dragon because Goldspan makes each of our treasure add 2 mana instead of 1. So what happens when our treasure adds 2 instead of 1? Well, these big scores and Unexpected Windfalls just starts replacing themselves, right? You discard a card, by playing this card, you draw 2 cards. But that's plus minus 0 on the number of cards. And then, you create 2 treasure, each adding 2 mana, so that nets you 4 mana after spending 4 mana on these spells. So that's also plus or minus 0 mana. So all you do is churn through your deck, but every time you do that, you are discarding a card. When you discard a card, Kooparoo does 2 damage. So that's kind of the whole idea, right? So 1 Kooparoo does 2 damage, 2 Kooparoo does 4, 3 Kooparoo does 6, 4 Kooparoo does 8. I mean, everyone can do that math. So if you have 2 Kooparoo out, that's like churn through a few times and you win. If you have 3 of them out, churn through it once and you win. That is the nature of this deck. So I wanted to try out in this deck, and a lot of the cards in this deck does exactly that, right? Discard cards. So since we're doing Kooparoo shenanigans, it's always good to also run the 4 Monuments of Endurance, or Monument to Endurance, so that whenever we discard, we can also draw cards or make treasures or make an opponent lose 3 life. This is only once per turn, but losing 3 life a turn is a lot. And we can also draw cards and get treasure, so it ramps us. Of course, we're red, we're Pioneer, we play 4 Fable, and then the rest of the cards are just kind of here or there, just fillers to make this deck work. Now, the biggest way I want to make this deck work is to have some early game tempo. And a lot of times, people think of early game tempo as early game spells that help you survive, or early game have creatures on board that does damage. We're going to do none of that. We're going to have early game treasure, Goldhound. So if you have 1 Goldhound, turn 2 lets you play Fable. Turn 2 Fable is insane, right? You get a treasure every turn. If you have 2 Goldhound, that's a turn 3 Goldspan Dragon. And all of a sudden, you're getting 2... every treasure gives you 2 mana, and you're getting a treasure every turn in attacks. Beautiful, beautiful synergy. And along with that, I can also have a self-discard in Magma Opus, which allow us to create a treasure token for 2 mana, which isn't that great, but once we have all those treasures banked up, we can cast the big side of Magma Opus and just flash our opponent out. So that's also a pretty big play, right? 4 damage is a lot. Creating a 4/4 isn't too much. Tapping 2 permanents taps our opponent out for a lot of their mana for 1 turn, and then we also draw 2 cards which help us refuel for the goal of the deck. So I also want to run Collector's Vote. I'm not sure how well that will do in this deck, but that's an experimental stage here. And I also, because I'm dropping Magma Opus into the graveyard, I think 1 Arcane Bombardment could be a trial run. Now this is a maybe, right? If you don't have Bombardment, don't put it in your deck. I crafted 4, and I really like playing Bombardment decks. So I have 1, lying around that I want to try it out, but I honestly don't think it's a necessity in this deck. And then 4 Torches for removal, and some MDFC lands also for removal, and that's the whole idea of the deck. Now, if you look at the deck list, we're only going to run 18 lands because we have these MDFC lands, and also we have Goldhounds for mana, and all of the other cards basically are treasure pieces. So we're not going to be short on mana. And in fact, I just don't want to be flooded. So that's the whole idea of the deck. Let's now talk about the deck list. So turn 1, we got 4 Goldhounds. Definitely need 4 of these in the deck so that we can go off quicker in the early game. And it's a common card, so easy, very easy to get. And then we have 4 Torch the Tower. Now, there are some arguments about, what is Voltic Surge? Voltic? Okay, I can't spell Voltic Surge. It's Voltage Surge. I got it wrong. But you can sack an artifact to deal 4 damage instead of 2 damage. So you might think that, hey, Voltage Surge is slightly better than Torch the Tower, because Torch the Tower, when you bargain, it does 3 damage. But usually 3 damage and 4 damage isn't that different on a creature in the early to mid game in Pioneer. And more so than that, the Scry 1 actually helps a lot more than just being able to deal 4 damage. Not only that, Torch the Tower exiles expiles that creature, whereas in Voltage Surge just kills it. And there's a lot of dice triggers in Pioneer that you do have to watch out for, and I think Torch the Tower is better in that scenario. So that's why we run 4 torches. And then we run 1 Spikefield Hazard. I don't want that many Spikefield Hazard because it's a tap land. It doesn't do that well. But early game against Land War Elf, it's going to do wonders. So we have 1 in the deck that a lot of time will just serve as a 1 drop or 1 mana land, right? So that's our 1 drop. And our 2 drop, we have... this is not a 2 drop, I'll put it on the side. We have 4 Kuber Root. That's definitely the 2 drop that we do want to play. I have 2 Collector's Vault, which is also pretty good at, churning through the discards. And then we have 4 Magma Opus for discards. 3 mana, of course, for Fable, for the Monument to Endurance. 4 mana, we got our big score and our 4 big score and 4 Unexpected Windfall. This is the deck that we run 8 of these churn spells. And then 5 mana, we got our Goldspan. And then late game, we have 1 Arcane Bombardment and 2 Shadow Skull Smashing for, dealing damage to a slightly bigger board. We could deal X to 2 creatures. That's pretty important. And then finally, we got our land base. So other than the 2 Shadow Skull Smashing and the 1 Spikefield Hazard, we have 18 other lands, 15 mountains, 1 Sokenzan to perhaps get hasty creatures to trigger the Kuber Root, 1 Fountain Port. If we get a lot of treasure and nothing else to do, we can sack those. But I don't want too many of these basic colorless mana because we got a lot of red pips, right? And then I have 1 Gaia Reach Sanitarium, which is just a discard, draw card, discard card, discard enabler. It's not necessary in this deck, but, since I have it, might as well try it out. And that's the whole idea of the Pioneer Churn deck. Let's go into the game and see how well we will do. Alright, our opponent is Gabs, the prominent pioneering Gabs. We go first. Okay, we dropped the Magma Opus, because I don't need that. And we'll see where that goes, because I have removal. So a little bit of interaction in the early game, our opponent mulligan. So let's hope those interaction takes. Oh, mulligan twice. No, we're going to have a game. Okay, so he keeps, so we're going to have a game. That being said, they're already good gaming me. That kind of interaction is scary. We now have Magma Opus. He's gonna badger us. There is the badger mo. Let's get ourselves a treasure token. I guess that's all we can do here. He's gonna go big real quick, right? Let's make ourselves Fable, the Mirror Breaker. Maybe the big Opus will help us get there. 4 damage among any target. Might be able to kill his Badgermo and his force. He's gonna get 4 mana this turn. Kiora. Okay.
And you look like lunch. 1 drop, ripples and grows.
Overlord? Annoying, but we're gonna have to go with it. Ooh, second Goldspan. This is very enticing, but I think I just need to draw another land, right? If I can draw another land, I can get something through with the Goldspan Dragon. There's another land, so here we go. Both attack. I'll get 2 treasures. Let's see what our opponent wants to do. Does his Badgermo want to get in front of Kiora? If it doesn't, we kill it.
Gonna go for a swim and cool off.
Gonna go for a swim? So we do have 8 mana next turn for our Opus. Hardcast Overlord. He was good gaming us turn 2. Let's see how good game he is. Badgermo attacks. Alright, what do we do with our Opus? So we can deal 4 damage, tap 2 permanent, create 4. That's not that great, right? Guess we can. Do we just big score first? Discard this mountain and draw 2 cards. See what we can get here. There is the Kuber Root. Okay, This also draws, right? Draw 2 cards, yeah. So let's get rude on him. Alright, every time we discard, it's gonna hurt. I'm not even gonna discard a card. I will decline. I'd like to keep these cards, please. Would you like to block the 2/2? You would like to block the 2/2, wouldn't you? But that's fine. This will deal 4 damage. So we'll do it on the upkeep. Here's a Magma Opus. Alright, so 4 damage. 1, 2, 3. Like that. 3 targets. And I'll tap 2 permanents. So like this. Sack all of our treasures. Painful, but it had to be done. And resolve. Tap string upkeep, okay. Why did he tap that land during upkeep? Cool. Look at that earthbend the land. This is your upkeep. I'm gonna pass. You draw a card, your mana's gone. Sorry. That ain't how it works. Alright. Oh boy. This is gonna be insane. Okay, I don't want to discard a bombardment. What do I discard here? I guess we can copy the Goldspan Dragon. Right? Yeah, we copy the Goldspan Dragon. We will play the Monument. Do I play the Monument or do I play Bombardment? You know what? Let's just play Bombardment here. I don't even need to attack. Well, let's just win this turn. Honestly, what am I trying to do? Too many random things. I have 2 of these, so here's 1. Discard a card. Deal 2 damage. I'll draw 4 cards and game's already over. Yeah, Crucible is insane. GG. Alright, our opponent is Big Dwarf. Standard bearer, Big Dwarf. Opponent goes first. That's unfortunate. I do have removal, but opponent going first, I don't like that. White. Now let's get a treasure out. Doesn't do much, but it's a treasure out. I could start torching them if I want to. Oh, 2 mana. I could also start churning, but do I churn away the land already? 2 white mana. You know what? No. I'm not attacking. I don't need to discard a card here for no reason. Just to draw a card. Like, I might need these lands too. The one-off bombardment. I mean, I got a little greedy with the bombardment in this deck, but our opponent's also playing mono white. And right now is currently not doing anything. Except looking at our treasure. Don't look at our treasure like that. Alright, we got a big score. This is where it gets tricky, right? Because I do want to turn this and attack, but I also can use the big score here. I really think I just turn this and attack. I'll discard a card to draw a card. We'll discard a torch. Ooh, a Collector's Vault. That's a real good card. 2 damage. Are they just gonna try to farewell us? All we have is a 1/1 on board. Oh, what the heck? Okay, not what I thought our opponent was gonna do. Not what I thought today was. I gotta be honest. I gotta be 100% honest here. I am very confused, and now I'm just kind of thrown off as to what I should do. That's such a weird play. Alright, you know what? I'm just going to attack. And discard his Vault. Magma Opus. Alright. I have Menace, so he can't really block. Right? Does he have a kill spell afterwards? That would be pretty weird. I don't want to discard my Opus. But does that mean I discard a Bombardment? Banishing Light. Okay, well, that makes a lot more sense as to what he was trying to do this whole time. If that's the case, let's just discard a card and draw 2 treasures. Or make 2 treasures. We will have 7 mana. Oh, it's a Heron deck. Jesus Christ. That's what I'm playing against? Does he attack? Oh, does he attack? He doesn't attack. He wants to hold back to block. I get it. I don't agree with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can actually Opus him. So what does it do? 4 damage. Tap 2 permanent. Yeah, I guess we just do that. I mean, no reason not to do that. Alright, here's a Magma Opus. 4 damage like this. Tap 2 permanents. Sack everything we do. We had a pretty slow start, but our opponent really didn't do anything. So, against the Heir Apparent deck, I'm not quite sure what we were afraid of. There you go. All your stuffs are gone. Now we can play another Heir Apparent. The Sand Step Citadel. What happened today? Honestly, what happened? What am I playing against? Alright, well, I'm going to tap this Fountain Fort for a Cool Barood. And I'll kick up the Cool Barood. And I can attack and discard a card to draw a card. You're about to take 2. Unless you... Well, I'm already attacking no matter what. It's going to destroy this attacking creature. That's fine. I don't care about that. 4 damage may seem like a lot, but... all I need is more lands. Here's a Goldhound. Alright. I guess next turn we can start Arcane Bombarding him. Not the plan of the deck, but we'll get through. Secret Tunnel. What are you doing, opponent? What is your plan here? I mean, I can try to get the... I could try to get the Monument, but putting the Bombardment out here is also more fun. Can he kill a Bombardment? He can very easily kill a Bombardment. So, level this up. Get ourselves a Monument. Do we discard it? Good enough. Alright, we'll discard a Torch. Draw a card. I can make a treasure, honestly. I don't think I need to draw another card. Then I can play Fable. I could have a Farewell, which would put us in some deep of a trouble. I don't know. Do I even care? Heir Apparent. Yeah, I don't think this is a Farewell deck. Even if he Farewells, he'll give me back my Cool Barood. And I just kill him with Cool Barood. Okay, single Heir Apparent. Does he have, like, some crazy lethal damage here that I'm not seeing? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's some crazy lethal that I'm not seeing, but I'll draw a card. And I'll create a treasure. Okay. Jeez, I really don't know what's going on, but Big Dwarf! I guess he got out-dwarfed by this jank. Alright, our opponent is Riku, the veteran Barada. We go first? We're gonna be super cool with this deck. Alright, how's it going? Goldhound. We're not even gonna Cobra root him turn 2. If our Goldhound lives. Oh, he's about to get it. Oh, never mind, we can Dossies. So, I guess we will Cobra root him turn 2. No, he's gonna torch us. That kind of means we have to Cobra root him turn 2 anyways. So, we will do just that. Let's get this out here. This enchantment, very difficult for artifact. Very difficult for Rakdos to remove. I know because I play Rakdos a lot in Pioneer. They're gonna have Case. Cool beans. I don't like to see Case, but on turn 3, when you have Fable, you drop Fable, right? That's the law. And then we got some cards to cycle through. They're probably gonna kill our 2. No, they're not gonna kill our 2/2. Surprising. You want to attack? Attacking means not blocking. You could have crew 3, so he couldn't have blocked. So drop a dog and drop a land, right? I do want to drop 2 cards. Do I even get anywhere from dropping these 2 cards? Do I get anywhere from dropping a Collector's Vault? I think I do. So I do want to keep that. Do I want an extra dog? At this point, I don't think Goldhound does much in the tempo play. Yeah, that's not the greatest. So what would I want to do here? Also, what card would I discard? Guess we find... Well, I want to activate this. And then we'll find out first what card I will want to discard. Oh, I mean, he might burn out the 2/2, to be fair. There's a push. Alright. So he pushed that. We'll Collector's Vault. We can Sokenzan the attack. So he can't stop a haster. Draw a card on his turn. Not great. I guess he's missing a land drop. He drew a land. So there you go. Blood Crypt tapped. Dossies. Well, you can take our torch. If that makes you feel better. Take another 2. Thanks for helping us discard. Glad to have you. I can Sokenzan. Or I can Magma Opus. And then I draw a card and discard a card. None of these are that great, right? I can make a treasure. This is not legendary. So I can discard our Magma Opus, draw a card, and deal 4 damage to him. Honestly, I don't hate that. Actually, this is 6 damage. Because I'm going to discard a Magma Opus to draw a card. I wish I had mana for this. But that's fine, right? Like, he can either get rid of the Monument or he can get rid of Kiki Jiki, but I don't know if he can do both. You keep dealing that 2 damage. Go and draw another card. That is not a Maze Mind Tome. Eventually, your Reckoner Bankbuster is going to get bust. Okay. He's leaving 2 mana open. So, we'll play our Monument. And we're going to go out for the attack. Gotta discard a card. And because we discarded the card, I get 2 triggers. One is to draw a card or make a treasure. If I make a treasure, I could play another Cobra Rude. But I do think I just want to draw a card. Ah, GG. Rakdos not good enough against what the jank we're pulling out. Alright, our opponent is Tekumo0607. Sure. Oh boy, opponent goes first. Well, I have removal, so I will keep this hand. but I don't like where this is going. Swifty. Already on me. Well, I mean, I have removal, but I don't have that many removal, so we'll go with one of them first. And then Shatter Skull. I don't know. Okay, he's playing a one-lander, so. Goldhound for days. You wanna pump my Goldhound? You gonna burn my Goldhound? Defiance Strike just to draw a card, huh? Okay, you drew your card. Did you draw a useful card? No. How defiant are you? Okay. Not just defiant enough to quit. Stupid leyline deck. Get the fuck out of here. Alright. Our opponent is Zarku. Veteran Brawling Zarku. We go first against the Cool. Ooh, I do want Goldhound turn 1, so I guess we're doing that. But Spiky Field Hazard also is a potential play. But no, we go Goldhound turn 1. That gives us 3 mana if we draw Fable. If we don't draw Fable and there's nothing we need to remove, we can Cobra Root. That's a bit annoying, huh? I guess. Do we? No, we drop this as a land. And then I play the second Goldhound. And then we just pass. Because if our Goldhound lives, we can Goldspan next turn. Right? And that is, against red, that's a big play. And if he attacks and doesn't pump. Right, if I double block, he would have to pump and kill both Goldhound. I'm not doing that. He pumps anyways? That's fine. Okay, can he deal 4 damage to my creatures? We're gonna have to find out. Alright, I don't think we play the Cobra Root here. Yeah, this treasure is here no matter what, so no need to rush it out. Hammerheart Challenger. Bolt Wave. Oh, we're not gonna be long for this world. Not gonna get blocked, so I'm dead next turn. Second Goldspan. Will this save me? Not gonna sack a treasure for 3 mana. Actually, no. You just add 2 mana of any one color. It doesn't give it it's the 3rd mana. So, do I hold back and just block? I can't afford to hold everything back. We'll get the Cobra Rule down. Cobra Rule. Cobra Rude. Now, with 1 Goldspan, we can win the game. But it all really depends on what he plays here. And if he has any play, I think we're just dead. Alright, yeah, if he has any play, we're just dead. So, let's see it. Monster's Rage. Oh well, it's red. Nothing we can do. We didn't draw any burn spells. Alright, our opponent is Nup. Nup. Are you good at this game? Nup. Alright, we go first. Goldhound. Into a Goldspan. I like that. Let's see what our opponent is doing though. This is a 5 mana play, right? It's gonna take a while to get there. They do Landware Elf. I mean, they can't block, so let's kill that. Boom! Haha! Turn 3 Goldspan, here we come. I said 5 mana play, but it's a doable 5 mana play, so I like it. Okay, Nykthos. Giant Goldspan Dragon, here we go. Attack for treasure. If I top deck a land, I could Magma Opus on his stupid deck. Not a land, but I guess this will do. Would we discard a Magma Opus? I would have to discard a card, right? This is painful. Oh, okay. I can live with that. Cavalier. What do you get? Full Seiju. Okay. Not the scariest. Would he attack? He does have reach, right? The Magma Opus might be able to take care of it if I drew a land. If I don't draw a land, I'll be in trouble. I do draw a land. So, gotta go to full control mode for this. Am I still in full control mode? Alright, I will discard... do I discard a card? First, let's do this. And then, we'll Magma Opus. 4 damage to you and this. And then I'll tap these two. 3 damage here. All okay. Nice mono green devotion. Let's see if you can stop this. Doesn't look like you can. Alright. So I attack, so I gotta discard a card. Discard a card, draw a card. Take 2 more damage. And now this 4 damage goes through, and you're dead. GG. Yeah, turn 3 Goldspan Dragon is a riot. I guess, nope, you're not winning this game. Alright, our opponent is Akan's Run. Cool, I guess flavor? I remember back Akan Run was, first of all relevant, then became a card unhinged. And here we are. Alright, I get to be cool but rude, but only on turn, like, 15. And our opponent's going first. I have 4 mountains. I don't think we can keep that hand. This is better. We keep this hand. We can drop the big score, right? That's not happening, but we might be able to get a turn 2 Fable. Ah, okay. Okay. Nice. What the frick is this? Turn 1, keep the mold to 6. Leyline the Void plus Thoughtseized turn 1. Alright, well, he's probably going to take Fable, but at least we have a lot of value in this hand, so. He's going down value drastically to stop our play. Please don't draw Arcane Bombardment, the one-off in the deck. I guess we can discard it. That's good beauty about this deck is that we can churn through a lot of things. Okay, he takes the Fable, which, I mean, that's what I would do too. Two lands. What do I drop here? Do I drop anything? Do I drop the Unexpected Windfall to draw a card? Not necessary. Graveyard trespass. Well, there's no graveyard for you to trespass on, so good luck. But I guess he can trespass on his own graveyard. That's a thing, right? Ooh, I draw Fable anyways. Now, obviously, turn 3 Fable is what you should always do. But here, the Monument does give us a little bit of oomph. So I think we do this. And this attack will discard a card to draw a card. And we can then also create a treasure. Yes. Treasure is very useful with Clover Root, so that's why we're doing that here. And then we can Fable. Assuming we don't get Thoughtseize here, we might just get, oh, Preacher, okay. Now, he can't, he does attack. I was going to say, he can't attack me, otherwise the Preacher can't block my Menace. But he does it anyways, because, you know, most opponents don't have to think about these kind of things. They just do whatever and hope for the best. We're at 17. Not the end of the world. they're gonna get some vampires. You hate to see that. Now, I could level this up. If I level it up, I discard the Sokenzan. I don't really want to discard the Sokenzan. It's a pretty good card, but this is extra 2 damage that I'm gonna miss out if I don't level it up. Right? Yeah. I feel bad not leveling it up here. And I made the treasure for a reason. So here's an attack. Discard a card. And we'll draw a card. Now we'll get 2 triggers. The first trigger will draw another card. There's a land. I need to keep drawing cards. That's the important thing. Alright, keep drawing cards makes our opponent weep. Now we have to turn Fable with Cobra Root. Thoughtseize. He's gonna take our monument, but that is a discard. So, thank you. I will draw another card. Oh, a Goldspan. Oh boy. He's not happy about this. Takenuma. Mill 4 card to return the Graveyard Trespasser. Sure. You attack? He does attack. He will get the 1/1 to block, but I have first strike. I mean, I guess. It's not great. I'll discard like this. Definitely keeping a Goldspan, right? So we discard 2 cards. And that's 4 damage. We'll draw a card. And create a treasure. We do draw the Bombardment. We just get the Goldspan out here. So the Goldspan attacks and discards 1 card. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, discard Arcane Bombardment. Can't use that for anything. Oh, look at that. I think you're almost dead. I'm just gonna do this. Check it out. Discard a card for a treasure, and you're dead. Could have attacked with the Goldhound just for lethal anyways. But yeah. Yeah, dude, you're making me discard. I will show you what happens when you do that. Welcome back, everyone. Now that you saw all those pioneering churns, how does this deck feel? I gotta say, never since I think the Jeskai Lila decks have I been as excited to try to brew a deck. This deck was insane. It's so fun to kind of figure out what goes best in this style of gameplay. And, you know, it's a red deck. Don't get me wrong. It is a red deck, and most people either really love or hate red decks. But the people who love red deck will hate this deck, and the people who hate red deck will love this deck because it's a very combo-y, not really controlled, but a lot of thought and logic going into it rather than just the aggressive I burn your face kind of style that a lot of times red kind of pivot into. That being said, this is also not a red go big like the old Koth big red artifact deck. So this deck is just kind of the combo synergy mid-game kill style of deck, and that's really, really fun. And learning how to play this deck is amazing, right? We got so many games where I feel like I could eke out an advantage because I know not only how to play this deck, but also how my opponent's deck works and what I need to remove and what I need to worry about and when should I turn the corner and go for the kill. So that's all really fun. But after going through all the games today, I do think there's a few things that the deck is overloaded with, and we need to cut those out for more interaction spells. So, namely, the 1 Arcane Bombardment and the 2 Collector's Vault. Every time I drew those cards, I wish I didn't have those cards in the deck. So, those are probably the cards that should go. They're not as great, and I much rather those be interaction cards. Cards that will deal with our opponent's board so that I don't have to worry about dying as quickly. So, you know, maybe it's... Even a Lightning Helix might have been better than those in a lot of scenario. And I know Lightning Helix does not push the advantage for this deck, but it help you survive, and that's really all you need sometimes, right? So I do think that that's where these cards can go. This is not a bombardment deck, so I don't really get enough treasures and build up enough mana for a big bombardment turn, nor do I have any white cards to protect the bombardment from getting just removed by like a disenchant. So I think it's more important to have this churning ability in the early to mid game and having that extra mana to cast spells that are useful. So those cards can go, and I think instead of those, maybe just a few, board wipey spells that perhaps can go along the lines of Anger of the Gods or Slagstorm, or maybe even just Prismari Command. That's not a board wipe, but you can deal some damage and draw some cards, or deal some damage and discard some cards, or deal some damage and create a treasure. All that could be useful, right? So those are things that I thought about when I was brewing the deck that I ultimately decided not to use instead of these. But now coming back to it, I do think it could be helpful. And after all of that, there is one other card that I did think about including. I think it's called Prismari. I could be wrong. Yeah, Galazad Prismari. This card. I don't know how many people remember this, but this used to be one of my favorite commanders. Before WotC ruined Izzet by making it way too powerful, this was a fun commander, right? It's a 4-mana 3/4 that when it enters, create a treasure, and then all of your artifacts have tap at 1 mana of any color to cast instant sorcery spell. Well, we got a lot of instant sorcery spells. We got a lot of treasure, and Prismari, Galazad Prismari can help us cast Big Score and Unexpected Windfall without us having to use up those treasure. That could be a thing. Again, I don't think it's going to be that crazy, and at most, it will be a one-off in this deck, if at all. But I honestly don't see it being, I don't see it being something that we should just ignore, because it's an EDH card, it's useless. It might be useful here, because if we build up enough of those treasure by casting Big Score, Unexpected Windfall, we might just be able to hard cast a Magma Opus one of those turns, and that's where our opponent won't see coming. So that's neither here nor there. But right now, this Churn deck, I had lots of fun playing it today. And that's really all I got for you today. Thank you very much for joining me. And I will see you guys next time.